Game number one, Peeps and Ghost. And Lucian will battle along the side with Mist, the outset here. But in all seriousness, this is going to be a challenge for the Peeps, as pretty much every match will be from here on out. Ghost have played very well this weekend, and they have not been an easy out for anybody. We saw what they did with Vitality earlier. We saw what they did with Cloud9 yesterday. They are a determined team, and they look much more confident now that they have Atomic on board.
They do. We saw them in their last matchup earlier today against Vitality. They looked good, but the Peeps looked good as well. Gyro will score first here. Remember, Peeps are playing G2, went 5 games. So this one neck and neck, but Gyro will open up the series.
Narrowly missing out on a reverse sweep as G2 took command in Game 5. Big shot from memory that's going to be sent away by Reddles, but brought back around only as far as Mist. Lucian will try again, denied by Gyro again. Mist goes over one, and he can get deep into the Ghost end of the field. That'll allow Reddles to set up Gyro, and the block made by Lucian.
Lucian clearing this out. Memory moving downfield. They're trying to get back as quick as possible. The transition plays going to be very big here for Ghost Gaming. Already down by 1. They want to strike back quickly. Have to make sure not to put themselves on the bad footing. Otherwise, the Peeps will have a second goal to add to their total.
Lucian wins that challenge to send it all the way into the corner. This will be backed out in front, but nobody home for Ghost, as they were all at the back. Now Memory misses that ball, and the Peeps can break out here. Reddles puts one on the mark, looking for a rebound from Atomic, and that is great control by Atomic to get it out to the corner and keep possession for a moment to give his teammates time to set up.
Atomic will be a huge factor in this game. We saw him earlier on in the G2 series, how well he was able to perform on the offensive and defensive end. If he steps up, I say that someone needs to step up and make a clear for Ghost immediately. That one was almost the Peeps' second goal.
Mist will get a full tank and watch Gyro put this back down to the Ghost half of the field. Gyro trying to set up Mist. Can he center that ball? He can, but it bounced very quickly and Reddles couldn't read it. Gyro. Good control, but yeah, it hasn't yielded a shot just yet. It has turned into one the other way, and Atomic strikes out of nowhere.
Again, Atomic, very important here for the Ghost roster. Memory, that's a sneaky pass. No one saw Atomic waiting on the right side of the field, and he catches the Peeps off guard on rotation. Equalizer, first goal of the series for Ghost Gaming.
Just trying to get it back, cheating up on the kickoff, but Lucian is right there. Now Reddles, with Gyro getting a piece of Atomic. Atomic still made the save. Bump and demo meta, as annoying as it may be to play against, it is here to stay, and it has been oh so effective. We've seen it countless times this weekend.
Yeah,
Reddles to throw one out.
I was going to say, the bump demo meta has been very nice to look at. We've seen it take down even the greatest of teams from Cloud9. They haven't taken them down, but it's definitely rattled them up. And that's something that some of these teams who go into matches necessarily unprepared or underestimated use to get back into the series. Messing up the defense, creating holes, and creating opportunities. That's the name of the game.
Thrown right to the center of the field, and here comes Atomic looking for another, but Mist is there instead. Memory gets around Gyro, but this is Reddles, and he lets that ball go right over top of him. Great challenge by Atomic. Even better demo to open things up, and still getting back are the Peeps. They shut the door in the final minute, and this game remains tied, at least for the time being. Mist is up quickly, so is Atomic. Again, the speed at which these two teams are going at right now is incredible. Reynolds to send this away. Atomic is right there. Banking still on target, and it is sent out by Aleutian.
30 seconds remaining here. Ghost need to get a clear. Peeps are playing around them at this point. Aleutian has to dodge a demo from Reynolds. Miss off the backboard. They're going to keep peppering until they find that open opportunity. They give up a lot of space, though, and with that dunk, Memory is able to relieve some pressure.
Thrown out to the center. Nobody else was there. Aleutian got a late turn on this, but still first to the ball. 2 seconds remain. Guess what, Daz? We got another overtime.
Tight match between these two teams. No one giving an inch to the other. And when they do, it proves to be very dangerous. Now in OT, Ghost moving this ball downfield, but it's met by Miss. Peeps on the transition, looking for the double as Reynolds, but he'll miss. This ball will be in Gyro's hands as he takes it off his own corner.
I gotta get our friends at Liquipedia on this. This has to set a record for the most overtimes at a DreamHack Rocket League tournament. This is missed off of Atomic, and he's still trying to make his life difficult, but Atomic and company do clear this away. Here is Atomic going over top, and he scores!
Scoring both goals here for Ghost Gaming is Atomic. Memory with the assist, hands him that one, and he just needs one touch. Miss can't make a save. Ghost Gaming go up in the series 1-0.
Atomic making his presence felt, and a lot of times in the series with Vitality, he was constantly frustrated. He was stopped time and time again by Fairy Peak and others. He had that one game where he had 8 shots but no goals, and actually in that series, he did not score at all against Vitality. Finally breaks through here against another pretty good defender in Gyro, and he has Ghost Gaming up 1-0 in this series.
Yeah, we're Ghost Gaming up by 1 now. We get ready to get into game number 2. Peeps had a very strong offensive presence here in the first game. That being said, it was stopped at the goal line countless amounts of times from Ghost being able to just clear the ball downfield, continue to apply pressure, and eventually hold on until Atomic with the redirect. Atomic and Memory, though that was the duo. Memory just very slick passes, and Peeps not necessarily ready for the touch by Atomic. Very strong mechanical player, and time and time again, he's proved to be a very valuable asset to the Ghost Gaming roster.
By the way, we do know our next and final match of the B-Stream coverage of DreamHack Pro Circuit Montreal. It is Complexity, as we knew it would be, and Reciprocity, as they were beaten 3-1 by TSM. It sets up a rematch between TSM and GC Aura, with a spot on in day 3 on the line. We're back underway in game 2 between Peeps and Ghost, and it will be Mist winning a challenge at the center line. Reynolds coming on. His shot will get there as he just beat the defensive Ghost.
There's Reynolds opening this one up for the Peeps. Plays it smart. Great shot. Atomic turns off the challenge. At that point, you might as well commit. There's no way you're getting back in time with that much power behind the ball. Reynolds, great shot. Peeps up.
Atomic almost scoring on the ensuing kickoff. Would have been fitting the way he's been going in this series. Now Reynolds, with Memory trying to harass him. Reynolds gets the shot off, but Atomic makes the save. A loose ball in front after a demo by Gyro, and he comes around to score.
Gyro taking a player off of that one. I think it was Memory, and immediately rotating back in to score. 2 goals back-to-back here for Peeps. This is a strong cushion to start this game 2 off with.
Now Atomic with time and space until Reynolds comes in from out of nowhere. And the Peeps will work downfield, determined to avoid a close game of any kind. Don't let Ghost linger around in a game that the Peeps are starting to run away with. It is Aleutian battling in the corner. Atomic shot Going to be saved by Mist. Rebound opportunity will angle downward, but nobody's there. Actually, now somebody is. That ball came right out to Illusion. Atomic drops one right down,
Atomic!
and he got another shot as well. But the defense of the Peeps stands tall.
Trying to force the ground pinch. Atomic, a lot of effort here. Has to be careful, almost too far forward there on the extension. But he has been a monster on offense for Ghost Gaming. Good save from Memory as well. This Ghost team starting to light things up here in game 2. They're down by 2, but they're putting on quite a show.
They are, and you have to imagine only a matter of time.
Whoa.
Oh, Mist! He just played Memory like a fiddle.
Look at the setup. Off the corner, miss. No, sir. I can do this. I don't need you. Get out of the way. Beautiful fake. And a nice goal. 3-0. The Peeps. They don't let anything Ghost doing phase them. They strike again.
Reynolds dumps that away from the oncoming Memory. Now Illusion and Atomic come together. Gyro will make the save. And Hero Ball starting to come out just a little bit from Ghost. They got to get things sorted. They're not out of this game yet. Atomic will let Memory take this ball, looking to get a piece of Reynolds. That's pretty good defense from Reynolds, avoiding the demo and getting a piece of the ball. This goes by Illusion, though, and just outside the dotted line.
Here's this ball midfield. Ghost Gaming have a chance here. Watch out. Gyro waiting in that back wall. If you would have got a piece on it, it would have been a great goal for the Stacks highlight reel. He'll have to wait. Ball in the midfield as that one will go off of the backboard. And Memory looks to take control, but Ghosts look very trapped in their own end. This Peeps offense is looking very impressive.
Sent down at Gyro. Atomic was waiting for a rebound. He does get this towards the center. Gyro got Atomic, but he didn't really do anything with the ball. Reynolds goes underneath Memory, though. That's pretty good individual effort to at least buy his teammates time to get reset. Now they can charge back down to the Ghost end. Reynolds looking to get a piece of Memory. Didn't get him. And Gyro now can bring this in, but he doesn't have any boost to follow the play. Reynolds' shot is going to ring off the crossbar. Here comes Memory. Had an option to his left, but he's taken out of the play. Bumps on both sides, and ball will be taken away by Ghost.
This game is getting physical. Ball in front of the box. But look at how close Ghosts are playing to the Peeps. The Peeps can't do anything without a member of Ghost on top of them. They're trying to find some mistake here. But look, everybody scrambled all over the field at this point for Ghost. Down by 3 with a minute left. This Mountain, they just don't have the time to get back.
Illusion will at least try to get one back for Ghost, but very tall order the way Peeps have played on both sides of the field, and Mist is going to erase all doubt in game 2.
Good effort from Mist. I mean, he's sending last man back. Memory doesn't have the ball, and I think Atomic was off to the far side of the field. No way he's making a touch or a challenge on that ball. I mean, 4 goals for Peeps. Very demanding game victory for them. They take game 2. I'm calling this really early because with 40 seconds left, it'd take a miracle for Ghosts to win this.
Hold on. Is Twitch trying to play Rocket League again over on the main stream? Oh my goodness, they are. They are. And somebody has scored somehow.
I like how you just stopped casting and focused on like Twitch playing Rocket League. Like,
well, I mean, Twitch always has a lot to say about the game, and so I want to see them in action. And I didn't like what I saw. I don't think they're a very credible source. This will be set away. The final few seconds will tick away for the Peeps, and they will take game 2 to tie up this series.
No, this is big.
Mist drops that off.
Losers match, 1-1. This one for either team, I mean, it's back and forth, but very demanding game 2 for the Peeps. The Ghost just did not seem present, at least on the offensive half, completely shut out that game. Wherever Atomic was doing, they were making sure to stop them. Ghost started to get more aggressive towards the end of the game, but at that point, it was just too little too late. They didn't have enough time on their side, and now 1-1 is the series.
Nearly identical stat lines for Mist and Gyro so far. 2 goals and a pair of assists for Mist, 2 and 1 for Gyro. And the Peeps, they have looked like a well-oiled machine at times. And in the background, I just caught a glimpse of the shot that Atomic almost spiked down on to try and score. That would have changed the complexion of this game entirely. That was early enough in the game that Ghost would have got some momentum going forward in Game 2. Instead, as you mentioned, as they get shut out, they go back to the drawing board. The thing is, they've got something that the Peeps don't have. They have a very capable coach with them in Silent Echo to help settle them down between games.
Yeah, Silent Echo definitely a big factor here in this matchup. And he'll continue to apply a lot of knowledge into the game as well. I mean, the work he's done with this Ghost roster has been nothing short of excellent. And look at that, they already opened it up. Atomic swaps to the Ghost Dominus and scores first.
Funny how things change. The little placebo effect works out perfectly for Atomic. 5 seconds in, Ghost are in business. Memory looking for another, but this will be wide of the target. The next one may not be. Lucian banking one in. Atomic is there. Could not make contact. It did throw the defense for a loop, and Gyro sends it away, as does Reynolds.
That's a great clear by Lucian. This will have to take it up from his own side. Lucian buys his team so much time. A double commit in the corner from both teams, though. So this is just really Reynolds versus Lucian. Lucian will be able to save that. A great effort, especially when he's facing his own net. Ghost Gaming playing a little bit faster than the Peeps to start this off.
Atomic to bomb this away, and the defense of the Peeps is scrambling, and it's Reynolds that sends that ball to safety. Gyro individual effort. Whirling through the air, it's going to be sent away by Atomic. First minute has had quite a bit of action on both halves of the field, but it's Ghost off the strike from Atomic that has the early lead. Memory against Reynolds. How about Atomic again? This will go straight down the middle. Reynolds only sent it to Lucian, and Mist had to stay home to send it away again. You know, Daz, watching the Peeps, they seem a little bit different this time around. They're not as comfortable on the offensive end. They haven't spent nearly as much time there as Ghost has on the Peeps side.
Yeah, for Ghost, I mean, the pressure here, you have to give credit to just like how well these guys are working on as a team. They're able to rotate properly, and for Peeps, they seem to really play like makeshift Rocket League, not necessarily clean at all, very sloppy. It's worked out in terms of they haven't been scored on yet again, but in terms of this game, it's very different from their game 2, where they were, again, very commanding down the pitch. That being said, Gyro looks for a quick shot, but off target. Mist will try to keep this in play. This is the best offense we've seen from them thus far, but a long clear, and we're going all the way back. Atomic to Lucian. Ghost Gaming, another big goal.
Yeah, this was doomed from the start because Reynolds couldn't get that touch coming off the crossbar. He did get a piece of Atomic's shot, but Lucian follows the play up. Peeps were caught way up ahead, and now they're down 2-0 for their efforts. Another shot coming in from Atomic. He has been on fire in this series, where he was held very quiet earlier on today. Memory, great touch defensively. Just the norm for him. That's a great job by Atomic, denying Gyro the boost as well. He does get his own back corner boost, but a great challenge by Lucian, and the demo by Gyro takes him out.
Demo takes him out. Mist coming up too. They have to be very quick on these plays, especially with the clock ticking. Peeps, not the best spot. Both of these teams facing elimination here. And Ghost feeling a lot more comfortable with their situation now with a 2-goal lead. Not enough time left though, and for Ghost, this is a crucial chance to not give up a goal. Ball in front of their box, missed a shot. Wait, it's a pass to Gyro. The shot's off, missed the slow roller. He has no boost, but he doesn't need it. That will give it a goal for the Peeps.
That might be the best passing play I have seen from the Peeps. And we've seen them play a lot. 2 seasons of Rival Series, and occasionally in these majors. That was incredible, and it works out perfectly. And even then, the defense for Ghost almost snuffed it out. Another blast. Memory missed it. It is missed now, but Memory's recovered. We are coming up on the final minute. Reynolds will try to take this himself. After that brilliant passing play, he changes it up a bit. And Memory only gets this as far as missed. The Peeps have not left the zone in quite some time. Even after scoring the goal, they've been right back down Ghost's throat. Gyro with a demo. He's got Reynolds out there. His shot is saved.
Comic. Crucial clear there. They are not out of the woods yet. Gyro looking to play it forward. It will drop in the midfield line. Great clears from Ghost. They kill time, and the Peeps have to start from scratch at their own end. That being said, transition isn't too hard for the Peeps. They've been getting downfield in less than 10 seconds. They have a couple more drives in them if this keeps up, but Ghosts are trying to run out the clock.
That goes to Gyro, and he's there first. This to tie. It just goes straight down. Lucian got a touch on it. Reynolds, last chance for the Peeps. He set it up, and it's cleared away again. Reynolds needs to go the length of the field, and is going to need help. Mist has nothing to work with. Gyro keeps this up with no time on the clock, but nobody's in front. And Ghost take game 3.
By the skin of their teeth, Stacks, they take game 3. Start good for Ghost. Early goal score from Atomic. Illusion coming through later on in the game. But that last 2 minutes, I'd say, is when Peeps controlled the match. They had all the offensive pressure. They almost were able to score 2. Honestly, they should have scored 2 the way they had set up so many quality opportunities to each other. But again, alas, the ball doesn't go in the net. We're talking 10 shots from the Peeps, out shooting Ghosts. But you can have all the pressure in the world and not find the back of the net. That's just one example there.
That's a byproduct of playing against Memory. He had a savior medal there. And ever since he came into the Rival Series, or actually started in the RLCS, he has always been known for his defense. And he is coming up huge on that half of the field. Atomic waking up in this series, and he is leading Ghost offensively, perhaps into day 3. First, they got to get through the Peeps, and they have to win another match after that on the main stage. A tall order. They have to deal with the Peeps first in game 4.
Yo, with the Peeps in game 4, you're absolutely right. But for Ghost Gaming, they seem up to the task. They were able to hold the Peeps to a goal. Still a lot of pressure from them. We'll see whether or not the Peeps can put one in, and they do! Gyro opens this game up. Beautiful cheat goal here. He'll pick it up right by himself. You see Atomic, and he expects it to get behind him. He gets the slightest touch on it, but not enough to make the save.
You saw that little turn there, that first turn in. That's what forced Atomic to make the jump. And then Gyro takes the shot right behind him. Sometimes you just have a defender dead to rights. I mean, Atomic had to respect the shot. Now missed. Looking for Reynolds, but not finding him. Reynolds might have been interfered with a little bit by Illusion. This will go through, and Memory plays it down. Illusion was going to try to chase, but he has to tell Memory to take it because he was getting bumped in the backfield. Atomic now. As he set up a teammate, it's Memory. And he stays with the play, but Reynolds and Gyro will work downfield behind him. Wow. Words are hard, Dazzler, and it's only been 6 hours, and this is set downfield.
Facts choking up with the Peeps down in the series. Nothing new to
I know,
see here,
right?
chat. That being said, Peeps do have a goal on the board, and we have a lot of game left here. Ghost Gaming doing what they can, but the Peeps, they got control of offense. Gyro gets it through, but Memory should be able to get this past midfield.
It is Memory beaten by Gyros. That kicks all the way back to Ghost's side. Here is Mist. He's picked his spot, and the lead is 2 for the Peeps.
And Peeps, it's either they play close to Ghost or they really start to just control the match. Nothing in between. This looks like an example of them. Miss with a great shot, controlling the game is the Peeps. Ghosts haven't been able to handle the pressure.
Oh, how about Atomic? What a laser beam!
Episode 3, Atomic strikes back with a banger into the side. Beautiful goal there. And now Ghosts, there's still a chance, and we still, again, lots of room here. Clock on their side. New fresh kickoff, and Atomic, of course, will bring the ball in.
Mist and Atomic leading the way with 4 goals apiece. Lucian to set up Memory. Memory to set up Atomic. And it will be Reddles met by Atomic at the center circle. Lucian, all he can do is send that over to Memory. So Memory will have to bring it downfield. He's met by Gyro. The decision to bring on Mist once they knew they were going to have to replace Arsenal, it made sense for the Peeps. They add a huge scoring presence, and Mist has proven that so far this weekend. Reddles, his shot's going to be high. Mist is waiting, and he's going to head all the way back. Gyro, the one who makes the challenge on Atomic, and he just got spun out trying to land on the wall. Here is Atomic again. And he stands tall up in the air, but the ball just stays right around midfield. Both teams still fighting for possession. Can't imagine the next minute or so is going to be critical, Daz.
Especially for Ghost Gaming down by 1. Look at this. Illusion turning with no boost. They haven't had boost for quite a while. They've been very low while they're trying to make plays on the ball and the Peeps in. Possession of them is very important, but they're getting a little out of position. You see Memory having to turn around. Reddles looking for a bump. This will be Mist. Shot! Oh my goodness, the angle! Great shot from Mist.
Not many shots come in from this angle. You expect it to be a pass. Instead, he's going near side, and Atomic could not catch up to it. Mist now with his series-leading 5th goal, and the lead for the Peeps is back to 2.
Peeps at this point, they should be able to hold on to a 2-goal lead. Minute and 34 left on the clock, and they have been very, very critical about making sure that their shot chances are quality chances. Missed 2 goals this game, and they've been very nice at shots in terms of shot placement. Ghost Gaming, a lot of effort just to keep this ball in, but if they can't even put a shot on net, they might need to think about doing something else.
Shot on from Illusion hits the post. Memory taking a wide turn. He doesn't have any boost at all. I think he was hoping Atomic would be able to help him out. Reddles will back into this, and he's got a lot to play with. Memory, another desperation ball downfield. That's dropped down by Atomic to find Memory. What a play!
Memory, shooter here. Atomic, though, incredible setup. Man, what a pass. And Memory, just enough juice behind it in order to get the deficit down to 1 for Ghost Gaming. 1 goal is what they need with 48 seconds left.
That is Memory's first goal of this series. It could not have come at a better time as it gets him back within 1. Missed. His shot will be sent away by Memory. But he has a tough time getting up in the air. He didn't have any boost. Atomic, sent away by Reddles. Back to the drawing board for Ghost. They got a demo on Mist. If they're going to be up against it now, they're going to get Ghost's best shot. as they try to force overtime and close out this series in 4. Memory to send another around with 13 seconds and an important clear by Mist. Reynolds coming on. That will take out Atomic. Now he's back in. So one last chance. Can they force OT? Atomic is waiting and waiting. Now he makes his move. He makes his move at Reynolds, and Illusion will keep this in the air, but this can't stay up forever, can it? Downfield it goes. Gyro is up, and that should put a stop to it as Reynolds will hammer this downfield, and we've got one more game to go.
Game 5 situation here. Tournament lives on the line between Ghost Gaming and the Peeps. It's been back and forth between these two teams, but this one, it comes down to this. And for Ghost, they've shown life in interesting situations, and it's paid off for them, but the Peeps are starting to overwhelm them in this series stacks. This one could go either way.
Yeah, now with 5 goals from Mist, and he's not just scoring either. He has set the table for his teammates. He's got 3 assists to go with it. And if they keep feeding Mist the rock, then it's going to be very difficult, I think, for Ghost to keep stopping him. But on the other side, with as well as Atomic has played, that matchup between Mist and Atomic, what a treat to watch. And it's going to come to a full head here in Game 5.
It is, and I am very glad we will take a break after the game because you are going to need it. We have paramedics on standby for Sean Stackhouse just in case the Peeps lose. That being said, I am very excited to get this one on the way. Just in case. They're right outside.
Absolutely no chance in the world. Here we go. The Peeps need a win to stay alive. So too do Ghost Gaming. Loser is out of DreamHack. 5 minutes on the clock. Opening kickoff going the way of the Peeps, but not the first goal just yet. Reynolds is stopped by Atomic.
Peeps here coming in very strong into this series, and a start for them into this game is going to be very monumental. They're a very momentum-based team at times, but again, they're controlled under pressure situations. Same can be said about Ghost Gaming. I'd imagine they got a lot of information out of that last game, able to communicate it to each other. Now it's time to see if they can apply some necessary changes in this Game 5.
Mist will drop this for Reynolds, but he dropped it behind him. Now Atomic has options, got a bump, but Reynolds will clear it away. Missed that ball on the side. Illusion got the midfield boost. Looked like there was no chance he was going to get to it, but he did. Now Atomic. Oh, that pinballs around and will be sent downfield. Mist is up for this very quickly. Can he get over to it? Got the second touch, but he got it nowhere near the target. Gyro got a piece of Atomic, and Memory kind of made a mess of things, and he cleans it up as well. What a save on the blast by Mist.
This is very awkward between these two teams, especially for the Peeps on offense. Not necessarily setting up any quality chances, just battling for the ball in the corner. That's a quality chance, though. Missed demo. Gyro, first goal. He opens up Game 5 for the Peeps.
When you have a defensive presence like Memory, what do? You got to take him out of the play. Atomic was left in no man's land, and the Peeps score first. Now, Ghost, the clock is ticking. 3 minutes and change. It'll be Illusion taking his time. Popped up by Gyro. Reynolds to center. Mist is there. His drive is saved by Atomic. Oh, what a play by Illusion. Everybody's eyes were on Atomic here, and Illusion just comes in out of nowhere, and he puts a seed into the corner.
And you could tell it was communicated to Atomic. I don't have enough boost to get this. Illusion comes through, sees a shot opportunity, puts it in the right place. Tie game in Game 5 as these two teams start again from the kickoff.
Another ball played in, and now Reynolds gets that goal right back.
And look at this. Reynolds picks up that 100 boost, and he sees a chance. Immediately gets up to that one. Lucian gets a piece of it, but the touch doesn't go the way he wants.
This is just wild, back and forth. Exactly what we expected between two teams that are probably going to have a match that's just as entertaining when they meet in league play in a month. Gyro has that ball blocked right back in his face. Atomic is coming on. So is Illusion. Important for Gyro and Reynolds to get good touches, and they do. But now it'll be missed. His drive. Atomic was running away from a demo attempt, but the shot was not on target.
Right now, Atomic needs to step up here from Ghost. Illusion doing a good job of getting some offensive pressure here, but we want to see that shooting that we saw earlier on in the series from him. But it's been really hard to get that set up. Peeps have been all over the ball.
It is missed. Take his time getting around two defenders. Has he beaten all three? Oh, yes, he has.
This right here, a great effort. Peeps are starting to run away with this one. A crucial shot and a goal from Mist.
3-1 the lead. Granted, a 2-goal lead. One of the worst leads to have in sports. Mist, blocked by Illusion. This goes back the other way from Gyro. So why not make it 3?
The Peeps are starting to run away with this one. Gyro, beautiful redirect. And Ghost. It just seems like they're losing steam here, Stacks. The game is slowly slipping out of their fingers.
We are witnessing an exorcism in Montreal. Illusion now, trying to give Ghost just a little bit of hope. Memory to try and center. Not happening. Atomic. He won't have a solo play either, but he does keep the ball in the zone. Gyro. He'll clear the zone this time, but it's collected by Illusion. Memory will again bang this ball downfield, but Mist is right there, and the Peeps repel Ghost once again. Another chance, this time from Atomic. Sent away by Gyro. It was off the mark anyways. Gyro looking to finish the job.
Explosive Gyro. He starts this game off with a goal. It's quite fitting that he finishes it off with one as well. A minute remaining. Ghost Gaming down by 4 goals here. This one looks all but over, Stacks.
And a chance for Atomic off the kickoff goes absolutely nowhere. And since the 3rd game of this series, where Atomic was still on fire and still leading Ghost, there hasn't been a whole lot out of him. He has been held in check by the Peeps. And that's got to be frustrating for him the way this whole day has gone. The Peeps have one more match to look forward to with day 3 on the line. It is not going to be a walk in the park. Neither was this. But they came back with 2 must-win games, and they came through, as that one's going to be cleared away by Reynolds, and the only suspense left is what will the final margin be. Right now it's 4 in Game 5, as the Peeps will take their victory lap around the field.
Yeah, we're just going to let this one kill at this point. Peeps stay alive. Miss is going to kill it, and they will move on to face the loser of G2 and Vitality.
Which we can tell you right now is going the way of G2. They're up 2-0 in that series, so it could be Peeps facing Vitality. G2 1 win away